Good evening, America. You're watching Joshua Waide's broadcast. Today is the last day of a historic decade. As we approach the 1950s, let us reflect on the most important headlines of the 1940s. Go. Starting off in 1940, Adolf Hitler invaded and conquered Norway, Denmark, the Netherlands, and then France. At the time, Nazi Germany seemed unstoppable and on the edge of dominating Europe. In preparation for war, Congress passed the Selective Training and Service Act, which results in over 16 million American men registering for the draft. Outside of the war, 1940 also saw CBS experiment with the first ever color television in New York City. 1941 was also a historic year in history, as it saw Franklin D. Roosevelt elected for a historic third term. Roosevelt's popularity would only continue to increase because Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, bringing the United States into the Second World War. '42 saw Indian nationalist and activist Mahatma Gandhi arrested by the British in 1942 for protesting British rule in India. 1943, on the other hand, saw the completion of the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., which became the biggest office building in the world. 1944 was special because this year saw the United States and its allies go through the D-Day, which saw the Germans push back, and alongside the bombings of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, helped end the war in 1945. "12 Nazis, the first of many, are executed after they are found guilty of crimes against humanity in the Nuremberg trials of 1946. In 1947, the United States had a booming economy, and the people were fascinated by reports of a UFO in Roswell, New Mexico. While in 1948, African Americans were finally allowed to serve alongside white soldiers, the desegregation in the military initiated by President Truman. 1949 ended up seeing the decline of big band music and the publication of dystopian novel 1984 by author George Orwell. Well, that's a wrap on the news, folks. Stay safe, stay happy, have a nice night.